Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and happy Friday to you all. I have a very exciting video today. It is a way for you to get involved in some charitable sewing, and I'm really excited about it, and I'm excited to talk you through this a little bit today. But before we get into that, today is Friday, which means we have a Love Notions Feature Friday pattern. And that pattern is the Salt Whistle dress and top. Guys, Kira Wood from Island Socialist is actually the designer on this pattern for Love Notions. It has a beautiful square neckline, this option for this beautiful scalloped edge, tiered dress. Her versions are gorgeous on the website. I was a tester for this and made a top and a dress for it back when it was released. I think this is its first feature Friday. It was just last year, I believe, that it was released. At least it feels like it was just last year that it was released. Anyway, it comes in the full size range, has the full bust options, all of that. It's an easy pop over your head dress. Easy make to sew, and great for scrap busting, because Kira did an option where you have different colors on the different tiers, all sorts of fun things. It'd be a good dress, base dress to use if you wanted to do like a Farm Rio inspired dress. Just something to think about. Anyway, it is $5 today only, and if you use code TKS10 at checkout, you can get an additional 10% off that sale price. Okay, so let's get into today's video. I have my computer on my lap because I do not want to mess any of these details up as we're going through this wonderful thing that Mari from Mari Sews as spearheading this wonderful charitable sewing project. So I've got my laptop here just so I don't miss anything, but I am going to have everything that I talk about linked right below in the description box right below me. If you're watching this on a tablet or a phone or a computer, you will see that they're right below the title. There's a couple lines of text, and you can hit the down arrow or the show more, or, you know, and it'll drop everything down. I think you have to go through and hit it again to drop the full box down. So there's a couple steps to dropping the entire box down, but I always have a ton of links there. And everything I talk about today, and including a link to Mari's video that went up September 1st will all be down there. So make sure you head over there and take a look. Okay, so today is my stop on the hashtag ProjectDressAGirl2023 challenge, which is a wonderful challenge that was started by I think it was started by Mari, and Mari's video went up on September 1st. There's more sewing vloggers that are going to be posting every day talking about their plans for Project Dress a Girl all throughout the months of September. So I'll send you over to the next person on the list when we get to the end of this video. But basically, it was created by Mari. It's a sewing charity event that's designed for sewists to use their skills to give back. This event runs the entire month of September, and the goal is to dress as many girls as possible that are living in extreme poverty around the world. And gosh, guys, last year they raised 2,363 dresses that were donated, that they were able to send off. A lot of these girls have never owned a new garment in their life, which is just fabulous. So anyway, all you have to do is make a dress that fits the requirements, and we're going to talk about that in a second. Take some pictures of them and post them on Instagram using the hashtag ProjectDressAGirl2023, and then tag Mari Sews for Curves, and I will leave, again, all that down below, in addition to a link to her video that goes through all the details and all of that sort of thing. And if you aren't on Instagram, you can just send an email to her, and I will, again, put her email. It's all in her website, but you can send her an email and to be entered. And it says dresses can be sent to ambassadors the first week of October. So you have until the end of September to sew, and then mail off your dresses. And there's a whole list of places where you can mail. So you don't have to do international shipping. So for instance, if you are in the UK, there is a gal here. This is all in a blog post that's on Mari's site. But here's an email here for a gal in the UK. Well, you can reach out to her. She'll send you the address. You can mail your stuff to her. There's a gal in Canada. There's a whole bunch here in the US. So there's options where you can ship to a point person that then gets the dresses shipped off to the correct places. Okay, which is just so cool. So here are the dress requirements for the dresses. And I think that these are, yes, so any sizes from infant to size 12, like a girl's size 12, that's what we're going for here. They need to be able to just slip on over the head and be at least knee length. The fabrics need to be from natural fibers. So cotton, linen, blends of cotton, linen, that sort of thing. They can have a knit bodice, but they need to have a woven bottom. I'm not sure why, but that is one of the things. And dresses made from pillowcases are not accepted. I'm not sure why. Maybe cleanliness, like they don't want people using old pillowcases. I don't know. They must have at least one pocket and no other fastenings other than fabric or bias tape ties. That can be the only fastening. So no functioning buttons, zippers, Velcro snaps, any of that. So the only fastening could be a fabric or bias tape tie. And then a label needs to be sewn into the front in a visible spot, I'm assuming so that they know which way it goes on. And then again, any size from infant to size 12. All right, so Agata from in Agata's cottage on Instagram. She was actually the one that reached out to me on behalf of Mari and asked if I'd be interested. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. I have so many things. I'm going to show you my plans here in a second. She has sent me so many patterns. Now, I feel like most of these are patterns that you have to buy. Not all of them. She put a couple of free patterns on here as well. And Agata did say that some of the patterns that she gave me don't have pockets, but you can just stick a patch pocket on the front. And then she sent me a ton of a ton. So I will list all of the patterns that Agata sent me as well down below. So if you just want to take a look. But if you aren't wanting to buy patterns, if you're wanting to just use something that's free that you know is going to be easy to makeup and that sort of thing. There are 3 patterns that Mari has listed. One of them, Thoughtful Creativity on YouTube, has created a dress pattern just for this challenge to send off. I think it's a size 4 or 5. But what's really great, I was looking at her tutorial. So if you go, there's a link to her YouTube video, and then there's a link to the pattern in the YouTube video. But she uses panels, so you can use a whole bunch of different scraps if you would like. There's also, Mari has put on her website, on her YouTube, a beginner-friendly sundress that you don't need a pattern for, and she walks you through how to make that, which is really cool. And then she also has listed on here Oliver and S, which is Liesl & Co., but it's the kids line, has a free pattern, which is a pop-over sundress that also works really, really well. So again, Mari's listed 3 that are all 3 free here on her website, but then I will list all these that Agata sent me too, just so you have some, actually, if you sew for little girls anyway, these may be some patterns that you're interested in making for your own little people. And then you would have the pattern to make for them and then also for this challenge. Okay, so you can get, you can purchase labels from Mari, or I think you could probably just use your own labels. I think if they just want a label in there just so you know where the front of the dress is. And then again, you can donate your dresses in person in, is it Gaithersburg, Maryland? Is MD Maryland? I think it is. Or you can send them to Mari herself, and she's got a P.O. box here for Mari. And then again, she lists all the different places that you can send your patterns depending on where you are in the UK. She's got UK, Canada, and US addresses that you can send there. She may have someone down in Australia that's not listed on the website, but maybe reach out to Mari and see if there's something that maybe you want to be the point person in Australia for all of that. So anyway, that is what is kind of going on. I just think it sounds like a really great way, number one, to give back. one of the reasons that I love sewing is sewing's given me a ton. Being able to fit my body, wear the clothes that I want to wear and the colors that I want to wear, the styles I want to wear. I feel like sewing has just been such a giving hobby to myself. And I think this is a great way to use those skills, because these aren't skills that everyone has, folks. These are skills that we have created and nurtured and furthered, and it's a great way to give back a little bit. Also, September is National Sewing Month. You may or may not be aware of that, but it is. So I thought this was just kind of a fun little way to give back during the month to celebrate our wonderful hobby that we have. Okay, so I want to talk about, let me get all of my devices here over here. What I am setting myself a goal of doing 4 dresses. Because I thought that was a good goal. I have a lot going on in September, but I think that especially if I use the same pattern, or at most 2 patterns, I think I could definitely get 4 done. Now, if I get going and I'm like, these are actually sewing together really quickly, I may just continue on and keep going through a lot of my sizable scraps that I've got in my stash, and it's a great way to make up some things, where, especially things that I was on the fence about. I don't have little girls that I sew for in my life. My niece is 8, or she'll be 8, so I sew for her a little bit, but not a ton. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And again, I may get going on these and be like, these actually sewed up really quick. What else can I make? So I'm just going to see what I can get to by the end of September. I'll show you guys what I'm able to make up, of course, and then get those sent off to Mari, which is probably who I'll send mine to, just because I'm in the US and her P.O. box is a US P.O. box. So I have 4 fabrics that I've grabbed here, and these are all leftovers from projects. In fact, 3 of these are leftovers from shirts that I made for my son. So I have got 3 Lady McElroy scraps. These were all, this was that shirt that I made for my son. Was that 2 summers ago now? It was like a camp tropical shirt. I did a really good job pattern matching on the front of this one because it's a little bit larger scale with the tropical animals on it. And then at the same time, I made him this one that was more abstract, that had like zebras and all that kind of stuff. But both of these are cotton lawns, and I think they would make great little cotton dresses. And I've got so much bias tape that I've made. I mean, it's also a great opportunity to make more bias tape, because I think both of the dresses that I was looking at have bias tape that finish off the armhole and then they tie on the top. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then I have this third Lady McElroy, McElroy. McElroy, right? Am I saying that right? McElroy? McElroy? Now I'm second guessing myself. Anyway, this is another one, and I made a shirt for my son. Gosh, this has been quite a few years ago with the flamingos, and he helped me make this one. I mean, like a lot of years ago. Like he was maybe 10 or 11 when we made this one, and he's going to be 17. So anyway, I've got a sizable amount of this left as well that I could make a dress out of that. And then finally, I have, this is actually Liberty, a Liberty cotton poplin that, so it's not their Tana lawn, but it is their cotton poplin. It feels lovely. But I made a shirt for one of my models in my fitting class out of this and have some left over. So I thought this would be perfect for a scrap or for a dress as well. And I think all of these would be really cute for little girls. You know, they've got animals on them. I mean, these 3 all have animals on them. And then this is just kind of a fun little print. And I think that cotton lawn is wonderful no matter where these dresses end up going. I think it'll be a great fabric for breathability, easy to wear, doesn't get too bulky, all of that kind of thing. So my plan is to start with the Oliver and S, pop over, and then I may take a look at the other 2. We'll see. Maybe I'll do Mari's dress that doesn't need a pattern, and then maybe try the Thoughtfully Creative. And she made this pattern just for the ProjectDressAGirl2023, which is really, really cool. And another great little side, if you follow the hashtag on YouTube, which is the hashtag ProjectDressAGirl2023, you can maybe find some other new to you sewing YouTubers out in the universe. I mean, we can't have too many of those. That's really, I mean, there's a couple of other YouTube channels that I watch, most like art and that kind of thing. So I watch a couple shoemaking ones, but for the most part, sewing YouTube channels are what I watch. So I'm excited to maybe find some new to me channels as well. Speaking of which, as you leave this video, and if you want to see some more inspiration from other YouTubers, Michelle from Michelle Sews Again is going to be up on the docket tomorrow. So I will leave her channel linked down below so that you can go take a look. But if you go onto that blog post that I've linked from Mari, she has a list of all of the YouTubers that are taking part in the challenge with their channel names there. So maybe you can find some new to you channels as well. All right, guys, that is all I have for today. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I have a lot of new viewers over here and quite a few that aren't subscribed. So if you'd like to support the channel, completely free to you. Hitting that subscribe button is a great way to do that, and getting my videos seen by more people. That algorithm on YouTube just really, really likes that. And going forward, we've got, Sunday is the last of the Spencer Sew Along, my Spencer Pants Sew Along. And then I have a tutorial coming up this month on how to put fold over elastic onto pajamas instead of binding. And I'm going to be doing a one-time sew-along. A lot of my sew-alongs will go across a couple of weeks, but just a one-day sew-along of the Itch to Stitch Zakapane, which is that twist top that I made. I just had a lot of people asking questions about that, and I was going to make myself a second one anyway, so I thought, that'd be a great little just one day, sew along that I could do real quick. And I'll do it on the sewing machine as well, so that you can, if you don't have access to a serger, you can see how to sew knits on a sewing machine as well. So those are coming up on Sundays. I have a pattern release that I have been helping with that will be coming out this month. I'm doing another focus on fabrics like I did with my quilting cotton video. I'm going to do one on Ponte knit this month. I'm going to do some ready-to-wear looks to recreate for fall with the patterns and fabrics to recreate those. That's going to happen this month. I mean, I've just got a lot of really great stuff. We're going to talk about some pajama sewing. That's going to kind of go hand in hand with the fold-over elastic tutorial that I'm doing. So we're going to talk about pajamas, especially as we're starting to get into the last half of the last quarter of the year here. And, if we're doing any holiday sewing, pajamas are always a really good one to gravitate towards. So we're going to be talking about pajamas. I have videos that go up every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday, folks. So if you're subscribed, you get notifications. Hit the notifications when my videos go up so you don't miss any of the fun and exciting sewing content. All right, guys. I think that's all I have for today. I hope you will consider taking part in the Project Dress a Girl. I can't believe they got so many donated dresses last year. It'd be really cool if we could beat that goal this year. So I'm going to do my best to contribute, and hopefully you can maybe find some time and have some inkling to do the same yourself. All right, guys, have a wonderful Friday. Get some sewing in today or this weekend, and I will see you guys again next week.